Hey everyone! So today's tutorial is not about birds or how to make toys. It's one method of, I don't know how many, on how to use a Lucet. And what this method will do is create a square chord. There is another method where you can get the same effect, but it involves twisting, and what I'm going to show you is how to avoid having to twist, because I find it an unnecessary process. So you can see, yeah, there we go. You can see the square edge right there, and this is just from crochet thread. It has a little bit of a spring to it, and that's the original thread it came from. I have no idea what size it is. And so what I'm going to be showing you also is an alternative way to start it. Other videos I've seen start with the figure 8, wrapping it around, and you have the loose edge. But what I prefer to do is create a slip knot. And then go from there. So you want to put that on the right prong and hold on to the loose end with whichever hand you're holding your lucet in, and just start making your figure 8s. Just make sure you don't pull that first slip knot too tight, or else you'll have trouble pulling it over the prong. And just keep doing that back and forth. And pull the string across the front. Pull the loop up from the back. I suppose you could pull it from the front, but I find it a lot easier to just grab it from the back. And make sure you grab all the threads so that you don't have to backtrack and try to figure out where everything goes. So something else to note is this loop. You see how it's closing in on itself? Make sure you don't pull that too tight, because when you pull the loop over, it'll tighten itself. And if you pull it too tight as you bring it over, you're going to find that it's going to be really tough to pull the loop over the prong. So usually I stop at about midway and give myself a little working space. You can leave a larger gap if you want, like that. Just make sure that when you pull your loop over, you take that slack out, so you just have a larger loop when you pull it over. So you just keep going and do however long you need. So after a certain length, just something I do is I like to pull it out every now and then, because it works out some of the inconsistencies. You can see this cord, it looks more or less perfect, but I can assure you it's not. And some of those kinks get pulled out when I work with it. So you'll find that your lucet probably has a hole, and there's 2 uses for it that I've heard, and I've seen people thread the cord through like that just to keep it centered after they have a particular length. I've also heard that the origin of the hole is to use it for a string, so you can hang it off your belt. I got this from a Ren fair, and so that way you can kind of carry your project around with you. When you're working with large quantities like this, something that I find really helpful is that after a while, you'll find your cord is wandering all over the place. So just wrap up the end and make a little ball with it, and you can tie it off. I wrapped it on the wrong end. and just let it hang, and it'll provide enough weight that you don't really need to hold it anymore. And I just go back and forth like this and just hold it off to the side, and it drags itself down. So when you get to this point and say, okay, you're done, how you tie it off is like this. So another thing is that, like, if you put down your project for a while, how to tell which side you need to go on is you look in the direction of the string. So you see how this one's loose, so it's headed that way. So you know that's the next loop to pull is on that side. So to cast off, you just pull another loop, except instead of pulling back over, you pull it out. And then you come back over here and you pull the loop out and you pull it tight, and that's it. So pretty easy, and I'll post links for where to get this. I think the link I'm posting is to the person I did originally buy this from. I think this was locus wood, so it has kind of a metallic sheen to it, and it's lasted me quite a few years. He does a good job on his pieces. So, okay. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will try to get another video out for you on how to do trim. And I believe I have the link for the drawn out version of the no twist method, so I'll put that up as well. Okay? Alright.